It's coming into iced coffee season in lots of parts of the world right now. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite tips to help you make iced lattes with the most amazing texture and flavor. Make sure you stick around till the last tip because it really is a big difference maker despite being very simple, and it's often overlooked when a lot of people make these drinks. So let's make some delicious iced lattes. Welcome back, my friends. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are, just like it is here. And today we've got some fantastic iced latte goodness to share with you. So, as well as sharing my base recipe, which you can adapt to your heart's content to find your own perfect iced latte, I'm going to share with you 4 top tips which I think really level up the drink to make something really fantastic. And without further ado, let's roll straight into tip 1. So to get the very best results when you're making iced lattes, you really do want to serve these drinks ice cold. That's really, really important. We've all been there before. You get a weird kind of watery, washed out iced latte served. It's not fun. It's got a horrible texture. It's over diluted. So we're not going to have that today. We know much better. And we're going to carefully control temperature and dilution. And there are 3 key steps to this. First of all, get a glass in the freezer so it's really nice and cold. Second of all, make sure you've got plenty of ice ready to go. And not melty ice, you want it to be nice and hard frozen. And then third of all, you want to chill down as many ingredients as possible. So obviously your milk or your alternative milk, whichever you're using, that's going to live in the fridge, as it always would. But we're also going to chill down our espresso, which leads to tip 2, which is to use amazing chilled espresso. Obviously, great coffee is the beating heart of any great iced latte. So you do want to make sure we make this as delicious as possible. When it comes to choosing a coffee, you can choose any coffee that you enjoy, but my personal preference is to go for something high intensity, high sweetness, and not too high acidity. Personally, I'm a sucker for a big, fruity, natural processed coffee in an iced latte, but experiment here, have some fun, and there really is no right and wrong, just whatever you enjoy. When it comes to brewing the coffee, you can get away with using very strong filter coffee at a push, but I think the very best results are found when you use amazing chilled espresso. And that's where this video's partner comes in, which is Slayer Espresso. Slayer espresso machines give you so much control over your extractions that you can really fine-tune the balance, texture, and intensity of your shots to get the very best results out of any coffee that you choose. On this machine, the Slayer Espresso single group, you can toggle between 2 different flow rates, giving you huge amounts of control over the balance and character of the espresso that you pull. You can preset a reduced flow rate using the patented needle valve, and then toggle between this and a full unrestricted flow rate, which is what we've done to brew this shot. For this coffee, which is a naturally processed coffee from El Salvador, I'm going with a 26 to 28 second pre-brew at a reduced flow rate, followed by 26 to 28 seconds in the full unrestricted flow rate. This gives me the ability to pull a tighter shot, 18 grams in, 30 grams out, whilst maintaining that amazing syrupy, thick texture, but also keeping a balance of acidity, sweetness, and bitterness in the cup. Look out for a future video series about this amazing machine on the Slayer Espresso YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the series about the recently launched Slayer Steam single, which is now live. Now you've got your amazing espresso, we want to chill this down, and there are lots of different ways you can do this. You could brew your espresso over frozen bulls, you could brew it over frozen whiskey rocks. At the bare minimum, you want to brew it into a frozen glass, or you could even use something like a hyperchiller to indirectly chill your espresso. But the most important point here is you want to rapidly chill down your espresso as much as possible to avoid it over diluting the drink when you add it. So now we've talked about espresso, we can move on to our next point, which is adjusting the balance and sweetness of the drink. When it comes to the sweetness of your iced latte, this is very much personal preference. I do like a bit of sweetness in an iced latte. I think it just counteracts the cold temperature nicely. I find a cold iced latte without any sugar to be a little bit flat. My personal kind of go-to starting point is 15 grams of a 2-to-1 sugar syrup, such as this Mon & Cane sugar syrup. But increase this if you have a sweet tooth, decrease this if you want your drink to be a little bit drier. You can use flavored syrups. You could even put some liqueur in here as your sweetener. So this is very much a template, very much a starting point, and it's up to you to make it your own. To this, I like to go 150 grams of oat milk. But again, you can increase this for a milkier drink, decrease it for a more coffee-forward drink, and find whatever works best for you. You could use dairy, you can use any alternative milk you fancy. Oat is my go-to because it's nice and neutral, has a great texture. And then this leads really nicely into tip 4, which is to lightly steam and texture your milk, which might seem strange, but trust me, it's amazing. When it comes to this tip to texture the milk, this has got 2 key benefits. First of all, because we put our milk and our sweetener in a jug, it's gonna steam it and really mix it together, because often you'll get an iced latte with the sugar on the bottom, then the milk, then the espresso, and it's all kind of disjointed. By doing this, you've got sweetened milk all textured together. And then the second benefit is you get that amazing foamy, almost cappuccino-like texture to avoid any flat, thin iced lattes, making it airy, creamy, and just really luxurious and feel a lot more like a treat than just a kind of flat iced latte. So my recommendation here is to steam the milk just like you would a cappuccino, introducing lots of air at the start, but then don't go into that second phase where it's quiet and kind of heating up and swirling. You want to stop there. Don't go above body temperature. So when you're feeling the jug, it doesn't want to feel warm. It should be cooler than your hand. And that just means we're not going to over dilute the drink, but we get that amazing texture. So well textured but barely heated is what we're going for here. We're going to pour that into our glass with lots and lots of ice, as much as you can fit in there. Carefully pour in our chilled espresso. And then rather than serving this with a straw, which would lose that amazing texture, just want to gently mix it together with a spoon to retain that amazing moussey foam on top of the drink. And there we have the most amazing, foamy and well-balanced iced latte. Cheers. It's moussey, ice cold, which is really important. I think steaming the milk below body temperature with plenty of texture is really important. It's giving it that nice cappuccino-like foam. The balance for me is perfect, but you can easily adapt all the three ingredients. You can go more or less coffee, you can use different coffees, more or less sweetener, different sweeteners, more or less milk or alternative milk to get it more milky or more intense. This is just a starting point. Adapt it to your own preferences, have some fun, and I think you're gonna really enjoy some delicious iced lattes. So once again, a big thank you to Slayer Espresso for sponsoring this video. You can check out that Slayer Steam single playlist here, which I recommend you watching to learn all about the brand new Slayer machine. You can check out this playlist, which is more coffee cocktail fun. And if you've enjoyed this, you can subscribe to the channel by clicking just here. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the sunshine if you've got some. Enjoy your iced lattes, and cheers.